Lisa.
Evan, thank you. The time is 6:02. New this morning, the family of Maori Davenport has filed suit against the Alabama High School Athletic Association and Director Steve Savarese. The documents were filed in the Pike County Circuit Court yesterday. Davenport is being represented by the Cole law firm in Decatur, announcing their representation of the Charles Henderson basketball player in a tweet. Over the summer, Davenport played for the gold medal winning USA basketball team in the FIBA Under-18 Women's Americas Championship. They sent her a check to cover some expenses. After getting the check, Davenport cashed it. About 3 months later, she learned the move was a violation, so she paid the money back. The AHSAA said this was not enough. It suspended her for the season. And this has led to the story getting nationwide attention. ESPN will be at Charles Henderson's game tonight as part of their continued coverage of Davenport. Georgia Governor-elect Brian Kemp continued his pre-inaugural tour yesterday. He made a stop in Blakely to show his appreciation for the hard work first responders put in after Hurricane Michael devastated southwest Georgia. WTVY's Zach Wilcox was at the Birdsong Peanut Warehouse where Kemp gave his speech.
Our day-to-day operations have returned to a normal, but it's a new normal. We have a lot of debris trucks on the road. We're helping them with traffic, keeping off them while they're cleaning up. It's normal, but it's a new normal.
Commander Jeremy Roberts and his fellow Georgia State Patrolmen have been working diligently to do their part in the hurricane recovery effort. Roberts was one of over 100 first responders who were present while Governor-elect Brian Kemp thanked them for all that they've done.
It was unbelievable what I saw down here. I said in my remarks, I've never been prouder to be a Georgian, to see how hard people worked, the sacrifices they made at all levels of government and just personally to help their friends and neighbors at a time of need and devastation.
Kemp has been traveling around the state to host pre-inaugural celebrations. His focus has been on education reform and the dangers of gang violence throughout the state.
EMA folks literally breaking down in tears when their colleagues from other parts of the state were coming to help them.
But his speech in Blakely was all about the storm.
It's beyond devastating. I've never seen anything like it, and watching it on a news camera does not give you appreciation for what it's like on the ground.
Commander Roberts welcomed the governor-elect's appreciation speech, but the time Kemp spent with the people of southwest Georgia is what meant the most.
This governor is going to look at all of Georgia, especially southwest Georgia. I know after the storm he flew down as Secretary of State to make sure that the polling places were working. It was part of that detail, driving him around, and he would stop and look at the storm and talk to the people that were there. Very heartfelt.
In Blakely, Zach Wilcox, WTVY, your hometown news leader.
Kemp is scheduled to be inaugurated as Georgia's 83rd governor on Monday. U.S. Representative Martha Roby spoke on the House floor about the situation at the southern border. Representative Roby highlighted the reality that the conversation surrounding our illegal immigration problem has been going on far too long. She called for swift action to finally address the issue.
Mr. Speaker, here in Congress, my colleagues on both sides of the aisle are talking about this issue as though it's something new. This is not a new issue. For the past decade, the people that I represent in Southeast Alabama have consistently expressed to me their frustrations with our country's illegal immigration problem.
Representative Roby went on to say we must use every tool available to enhance border security. She also added, we must do it now. Back in the Wiregrass, an Ozark police officer on patrol interrupted a burglary in progress. Happened about 10 a.m. yesterday at a home on Highway 105. Police say 18-year-old Jalen Jackson and 25-year-old Jeremiah Rumpf ran into the woods behind the home when they spotted the officer. Tracking dogs with the Dale County Sheriff's Office and the State Department of Corrections were called in. One suspect was quickly caught. The other was arrested about 2 p.m. yesterday. Both face burglary and theft charges. A Dothan teenager faces robbery charges in the holdup of a convenience store. Police say 19-year-old Latavian Marsh threatened the clerk with a gun. He stole $187 yesterday. They arrested Marsh a few minutes later near the crime scene on Reeve Street. Investigators say they recovered the stolen cash and the gun used in the holdup. Marsh was jailed on $25,000 bond. There's a new circuit judge in Henry and Houston counties. He's John Steensland, whose father also served as a judge. Steensland won the Republican nomination last summer, but had no Democratic opposition in November's general election. That meant he had to wait 7 months to take office. Steensland replaces Judge Mike Conaway. And many wish Judge Conaway well on his retirement after several years on the bench. Governor Bob Riley appointed Conaway in 2010. Age restrictions prevented him from seeking another term. Conaway's retirement party was held at the Porter Hardware Museum. Conaway's family donated the museum to the city. Stock up on stamps now. Coming up, when the price will be rising and by how much. Plus, it's almost time to see what's happening in sports. Good morning, Jake.
Lots of football coaches, both in the high school and college ranks from our area on the move. We'll get you caught up on everything you need to know and find out who's headed where and what each